Are you guys ready for the fun part of this stream? Do you want to goof around? Because I'm ready to goof around. So, these are my 10th anniversary cast power levels rankings. So we've got a cast of quite a few people coming for the 10th anniversary stream. We've got our 3 normal MCs, and we've got 8 members of the cast who will all be providing their unique perspective on Granblue Fantasy. Hold on, let me move chat first to where I can see it. Where are you? Where are y'all? You're over here. All right, guys. So let's start ranking the cast members based on how degenerate they are. Because here we go. We're ranking everybody on their game knowledge, their degeneracy, and one X factor. So Ono Yuki over here, he plays a very specific version of Granblue Fantasy. He's pretty strong, and he is willing to grind. Like, he's gotten, like, what, 10, 15 gold bricks in a month before. He did hundreds upon hundreds of Proto Bahamut's when he wanted to. But, you know, he's a father, he's very busy, he can't do things all the time. But, so for his game knowledge, I'll give him 4 out of 5 stars. Whoop. Let's just put these over here. 1, 2, 3. Got 4 stars for game knowledge. He's been doing this for a while. He's been the host for a long time. He has a pretty good working knowledge of all the events. His degeneracy level, I don't know about his degeneracy level, guys. I think he's only like a 2 on the scale of degeneracy. Like, he's pretty wholesome when it comes to Lancelot Vane stuff. Like, he wants dark Lancelot, but no, I don't think his degeneracy is as high as the rest of the panel here. The X factor is, of course, his love for Gisla. He will bring that up once a stream. So we are going to give him about... I'm not going to give him all 20 Gislas. That's just ridiculous. That's just too many things to be doing all at once. But we're giving him 5 Gislas as his X factor. He will bring up Gisla at least once a stream when given the opportunity. And he is... Well, actually, he's the disputed king of the Gisla, really. Because someone out there is just as degen as him when it comes to Gislas. Someone says, if Lord Cruxus says, if you grinded gold bars, that's already degenerate. That's a different kind of degenerate. That's a grind thing, and that's you know, he's one of the harder grinders on here when he sets his mind to it. He doesn't set his mind to it all the time. Like I said, he's busy. Here's Toyama now. She's one of the bedrocks of Granblue Fantasy. Hold on, let me copy this. Her game knowledge, she calls herself the Eternal Newbie, but she plays enough. She knows all the stories because she's in all the stories. We're going to give her... What do you think? 2 stars or 3 stars for now, Nalbo? Like, she calls her nickname is the Eternal Newbie, but she's been at this for a while. Shin Phantom says 3. Yeah. Like, she's not going to be big on, like, the hard raid, like, stuff like that, but she's very knowledgeable about the story. She doesn't know about just the grind part. She's not a gamer. Her degeneracy, look at her. She is a sweetheart. The only degeneracy she allows herself is like when Sarawell is involved. Other than that, like she's got the face of an angel. She's she's not doing anything wrong. She can't do anything wrong in our eyes. And as a very popular viral tweet says, if you hate Lyria, you will actually die and go to hell. The X factor for her is the part where she does gajillions of other GBF voices. So she gets the X factor ranking of 1 Jade. She very often gets to do other voices in Granblue Fantasy. She's Toby, she's the Pink Pina, she's Jade, she's all sorts of things. So the X Factor is just her ability to just fill any role in Granblue Fantasy. So, this is this is a good balancing factor. Here's Kato Emery. Her game knowledge is pretty high. She doesn't go into raids. She would rather solo hard uh like she would rather actually just solo hard modes than play them as a raid. Like she doesn't feel comfortable in a raid setting, so she's just like, I guess I'll just solo all of the hard raids and see what happens. And so, she's strong. She has a Zosimos. I can't remember if she went in on Hraesvelgr or not. I know Ichiki did. But her game knowledge is very strong in terms of playing the game, in terms of culture. Like, she's been one of Granblue's strongest soldiers for 10 years. She did get a Hraesvelgr, that's right. So I'm giving her a 5 stars for game knowledge. She knows almost every aspect of this game. Sierra is one of the few characters who appears as often as Lyria in just other people's stories. And so, yeah. Her degeneracy is very specific. And um, the degeneracy for her is, hold on, where are we here? It's very specific here. There it is. Here's her degeneracy. It deserves its own thing. Her degeneracy is entirely Lobelia specific. So she gets a 3 Lobelias. She has a Lobelia art account where she just posts about Lobelia. She takes her Lobelia around with her. It is a powerful, powerful um, fandom, standum. She's just she is Lobelia's strongest soldier indeed. Her X factor is just more Lobelia's. Like if they show her anything Lobelia related, she is going to go insane. Like there is no restraining her when it comes to it. So, like if you have watched any of her Famitsu streams and when the subject of Lobelia comes up, oh boy. Didn't she ask if evokers were getting balanced because of Lobelia? Yes. At the GBF Q&A, she asked specifically, like people told me not to get Lobelia skill 4. Can we rebalance Lobelia, please? And so, yeah, her X factor is definitely the love for certain characters she has. She is also a big Thief stan. She showed her My Journey, and her first ranked character is Thief, who is also considered one of the weakest of the Eternals. So she definitely loves them Harvins. Stariola is a big factor for her as well. So yeah, that's Kato Emery. So these are our 3 MCs. It's a very good, very strong bit of game knowledge. The degeneracy is a bit low. That's what the rest of the cast is for. And then they all bring different X factors to the table. Fukujun hasn't been on a GBF stream in a while. He is definitely an X factor in terms of just that man is willing to do anything as long as you dare him to do it. He has been thrown off of a bridge for Granblue Fantasy before. So let me pull that up actually. I have that picture lying around somewhere. There it is. I found it. His X factor is that this man has been thrown off of a bridge for Granblue Fantasy. Like, there's very few people who can make that kind of claim. Kawahara Yoshihisa and Hoshino Takanori skydived for Granblue Fantasy once before, so that is close to that power. Yeah, Melissa in Tama in chat's like, yeah, it was the bridge. The X factor is that on 2 different occasions he has introduced the collab. Uh, I don't know what could possibly be the next collab that he would. Oh my goodness! All right. Hear me out here. What if he was there to announce the devil dies in no time, the vampire dies in no time? Sorry, as the next collab. So that's another. Um, let's see here. There. Let's call this the other X factor. He could just decide to be there for a collab announcement, and we can never predict these. Granblue Fantasy has successfully faked me out on so many, and there we go. So those are his X factors. He's willing to do anything. He's voiced so many things. He's pretty high on the ranking of number of roles in Granblue Fantasy. He's at I think 3. His degeneracy, I actually don't know his degeneracy very much. So he's actually only going to get a 1 Lululu for his degeneracy. 1 Lululu. But this is a tentative ranking. His game knowledge, I'm actually just going to give him 2 stars. Like, he's played, but he's not, like, known for playing or anything like that. He's not necessarily consistent, so he gets a 2. When it comes to challenges about Granblue Fantasy, they will ask him basically about his character, and you shouldn't rely on him for much else. On the plus side, his character is relatively important to the lore of Granblue Fantasy, so yeah. Actually, you know what? We're giving him a 1. We're gonna give him 1 star in game knowledge. Next up on the cast list, we have Imai Asami, our Veer Friday. Her game knowledge is pretty solid. She's been playing for a while. She gets a bit of the grind ready. Her game knowledge, we're going to give her a solid 3 out of 5. She knows the grind. She knows her events. She plays. Her X Factor is spoiling DLC. Her X Factor is actually booze. Getting drunk on camera. She has gotten drunk for Granblue Fantasy. Let's see here. The Comfy stream, the Comfy stream, she went and she tested the Granblue Fantasy collab wine. And so we're giving. She's also like been hired by Cygames to play a drunk in other games as well. So she's getting a 4 bottles for her X Factor. They are perfectly willing to let her drink on camera. Her particular degeneracy, so it's all in character. She definitely is willing to talk about Catalina. She does have a couple of Oshis and things like that, but her degeneracy is a little more specific. We're going to give her 2 Lunalus on degeneracy. Does that seem about right? Let me know if you disagree with any of these rankings. So here's Nakamura. His game knowledge actually needs to be... Hold on. We're probably giving him like a 6 out of 5. This guy is a ringer. He knows so much about this game. He plays at the highest level. He throws money at this game casually. He'll just yell at other people to just throw money at the problem, even when they are not allowed to. And then for those of you who know Nakamura, his... I don't know how this dude has time to mash as much as he does. Dude, it's crazy. He mashes in like 3 games at once. It's wild. I don't get it. His degeneracy, if you've ever watched an episode of Tokyo Encounter, if you've ever watched an episode of Washagana TV, you know that he gets the full 5 Lunalus for degeneracy. This man has never met a dirty joke he didn't like. He's gotten... he was put into a tabloid for this, and everyone, yeah, he makes dirty jokes. We know. He'll casually drop dick jokes. He'll tell Jaime Salary to just say, "Oh yeah, I need you to in character find porn under my bed. It's a trap." Did he ever find out what was the missing unit he was missing? I actually don't think he know. I don't think he posted it. He looked and looked and looked, and he was just like, I don't know. The X factor in this case, um, yeah, we're gonna just put a bunch of question marks here because this guy is so well known for asking piercing questions. That's a lot of the cases um, he has been told by the producer of the game to stop preempting them because it makes them look bad. So we're going to just put a bunch of interrobangs here, especially for Tsubasa here. So in honor of the era of manga that his characters tends to go for, here are there's one interrobang, that's two interrobangs. Here's three interrobangs for five interrobangs for Nakamura. He's just that powerful. All right. So next up, we've got ourselves Hoshino Takanori. His game knowledge is very strong. We're gonna give him five stars out of out of five. He plays hardcore. The man definitely knows his stuff when it comes to Granblue Fantasy. So when it comes to challenges, he'll be good. His degeneracy factor is kind of low. So we're just going to put that there. His X factor is that he's been trying to push a little bit for the SNK collab for a few years. So he's Iori, right? Yeah, he's the new Iori. So we're going to give him a single Iori. Oh, this is the other X Factor that people love. This is what happens when you Google for him. You get this, his behind the voice actors entry where oh yeah, he also voices Mickey Mouse. But that's his X Factor, is that he's wanted to voice a collab character for quite a while. He's willing for it to be Iori. He wasn't able to say the words Iori Yagami on stream, but he looked over at Kawahara and he's like, hey, SNK's right there. We've done one SNK game before. It was Samurai Showdown. Why can't we do King of Fighters? So that's his X Factor for me. Next up, we have Egu. We're going to just skip his game knowledge. We're going to go straight to degeneracy. This guy is his shining moment on Granblue TV channel. Not Granblue TV channel, is it Granblue streaming? Was going gaga over Kumbira. So we know what this guy's up, what he stands for. We're giving him 5 Lunalus. Will Collab Iori have sweep? Probably not. Egu, his X Factor. He's got a lot of X Factors. He is an agent of chaos. If you've ever watched any kind of stream involving Spy Family or Egile, he loves to just cause chaos. But in this case, he's also an aficionado of the liqueurs. So we're giving him 4 boozes, 4 bottles, because yeah, this guy will do anything for a gag at a live Seiyu event. But his game knowledge, we're gonna give him just he's got a casual knowledge, he's got a working knowledge. The main thing is that we know for a fact that the trailer for Vayne in Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising will be at the 10th anniversary stream on the 9th, because Vayne releases very soon. So does Beatrix, for that matter. Why haven't we had a KOF collab yet? Good question. Stormbringer, were you saying you remember the moment where he looked over at K-Dash and was like, hey, let's do an SNK collab? Yeah. So, next up we have Tachibana Rika, our Uisis. Her degeneracy is Siegfried related, but she has like a very restrained degeneracy comparatively. So she only gets one Lunaloo. Her game knowledge is solid. She gets the same amount of sons as Imai Asami. The two of them have been paired together a decent amount in Granblue Fantasy work. They went drinking together, which is why, of course, she's also getting the 4 boozes. She actually has the booze named after her. She has created multiple pieces of merchandise around this booze. So we're giving her the 4 you. We're giving her 5. We're giving her 5 bottles. She has done a lot of drinking on Cygames' dime. He says, Grand, where are you? Good question. But yeah, Tachibana Rika, she's a regular. We know what to expect with her. Okubo Rumi. She gets to be on stage with her Oshi Vane over here. So her degeneracy will be off the charts. We're giving her 6 Lunaloos out of 5. So let's go ahead and just, whoops, wrong one. We get 6 Lunaloos out of 5. Hey, Shar. Oops. Too many. Too many Lunaloos. She only gets 6. She is going to say something absolutely unhinged. People are going to cheer and say, good for her, good for her. And no one's going to stop her. And you know what? Good for her. Her game knowledge, we're going to give it a solid 2. She started playing fairly recently, but she has transcended Eternals already. So you know what? We're giving her a 3. Even though she's new, she doesn't have the advantage of experience, but she has the advantage of grind. She's willing to risk it all for these characters. Yeah, and her X factor is the fact that Vayne is there, and so we're gonna give her the where is that? Mind if I flex a bit here? We're giving her the Vayne as the X factor. She's gonna go nuts over him. He's probably gonna do something a little bit degen in her direction, and she will die. She will just die on screen. The last but not least, we have Osaka Ryota. He's a bit of a grinder. We're going to give him a solid 4 stars for game knowledge. He is especially invested in the Dragon Knights storyline because he has been asking Cygames for playable Lamorak for over 5 years. He's been on that. So his X factor is if they reveal anything, because that guy likes to introduce himself as Grand Percival, we're going to give him 2 Wombo combos, because if they announce anything involving Lamorak, he will probably be demanding it, and he will just be yelling at KMR, being like, finally, Lamorak things. His degeneracy is pretty low, actually. We're going to give him just a 1 degeneracy. He does play well with the other Dragon Knights, though. Those 3 are good idiots together. But, you know, he's a father now. He doesn't have time to be as degenerate as the others. So, anyway, so these are my rankings of the cast of the hold on. There's a cast member I missed, isn't there? Hold on. Because I'm counting to 11. There's 12 cast members, right? No, it's 3 plus 8. It's 3 plus 8. So it should be 11. I did not miss any. So we've got our cast, our lineup. My joke before this one was that if we saw Mao on the cast, we knew that they were going to release Sandalphon. Turns out they don't have Mao on the cast because they already released Sandalphon. So here we go. We've got our Ono Yu here. Very solid scores all around. our sweet cinnamon roll. Long may she reign. Kato Emery recently fell to the dark side really hard. Her degeneracy score used to be really low. Now it is cranked up. She is in love with a serial killer. She's like, it's safe. He's fictional. It's only five. Fine. You know what? We're just making the rest of the Gislas. Fine. We wanted the other Gislas. Here, we're giving him 10 Gislas. There. He gets 10 Gislas. The question is what Fukuyama Jun's going to add to this. He's going to definitely add the willingness to risk it all, for sure. Other than that, not sure what he'll be doing there. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. You got Mingosu. She's always she's a bedrock of these streams. She's fun. Nakamura though. Nakamura, he's usually too busy to be on these streams. He's mentioned this before. He has an open invitation to a lot of these. It's just that he doesn't have time. He's a very busy YouTube host and streamer. Like the number of people who come to watch him play GTA 5 online is insane. But yeah, he definitely asks a lot of the questions that players have been wanting answers to for a long time. He's got the degenerate resume, and yeah, he is willing to needle KMR to the point where other people are not willing to go. We got Hoshino here, very strong scores all around. Low degeneracy though. We don't know we don't know his fetishes yet. Mostly he was posting recently about Magic the Gathering. It's like, oh, okay. We know that he's a blue player. He was playing Squirrel Opposition. That is its own form of degeneracy. If any of you know your Magic the Gathering. Here's Egu. Egu is an agent of chaos. Him and Fukujun are a very volatile mix. I don't know what's gonna happen there. Tachibana Rika, she's a sweetheart, but she is liable to pop. Okubo is not a sweetheart. She is in fact a degen. She's us. And then Osaka, who's a fun presence. He can also ask very fun questions. Like one time they asked what boss would you like added to the game, and he said the boss that just always drops Lumi swords. That was many years ago, but people were like mood, big mood. So those are my rankings, everybody. If you want, I can post these somewhere, but these are my predictions for the 10th anniversary stream. Next Saturday JST, right? It's the March 9th. March 9th is a Saturday Japan time. It'll be a Saturday morning here in Pacific time. I'll be streaming. I'll be translating live. I'll be losing a lot of sleep. But yeah, we'll see you guys then. Till then, we're calling this a stream.